So earlier this morning, I was looking through the Packers visits they've had with all the different draft prospects. Every single team can meet with 30 different guys when it comes to, the preparing for the 2023 NFL draft. And so as I was looking through these, there's been about 14 players, or there have been 14 players the Packers have met with. I started putting together positions and trying to see which positions the Packers have met with the most. And one very interesting thing is the Packers have actually met with the most running backs. Safeties are close with 2 or 3, depending on how you sort of rank this one dude who played safety and some outside linebacker in college. But the Packers have met with 3 different running backs now, which pretty much makes it seem like the Packers will want to draft a running back in the draft, because why would you be meeting with these guys if you had no plan to draft a running back? So I want to look at these 3 players a little bit. I'll show you them right now. We have Keaton Mitchell of East Carolina, Lou Nichols III at Central Michigan, and then Evan Hull of Northwestern. And I don't want to go into these players right now, but sort of look at the overall Packers backfield and why the Packers could be looking at running back, because right now the Packers still, I think, have one of the best backfields in the NFL. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones did take a pay cut earlier this offseason to lessen his cap hit. His cap hit went from $20 million to about $8.1 million, so drastically helping the Packers in their salary cap situation. And Aaron Jones is still under contract for 2024, but he will have a $17.7 million cap hit. And I am a diehard Aaron Jones fan. I hope he stays around for years and years to come. And I think now as well, when you look at the fact that Rodgers is gone, some of these veterans are gone, Aaron Jones, I think, is going to be one of the key leaders in the locker room, and I think that when you watch him always, he's got a great positive attitude, a great personality, and I hope he stays around for years and years. But he does have a massive cap hit next season, and so when we look ahead past 2023, the question is, could the Packers maybe be planning for potentially losing maybe Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon in the next couple of years, and do they want to have some cheap players here to potentially make up for that? And I hope neither of those guys leave. I love both of them, but you never know what could happen here. And if we do look at A.J. Dillon, he is in the final year of his rookie contract. He will be a free agent after 2023, so going into 2024. And I really want A.J. Dillon back as well, but part of me, as I was looking at these, how long their contracts last, and the fact that the Packers are meeting with different running backs, will the Packers be willing to pay A.J. Dillon as well while they're already paying Aaron Jones such a massive amount of money? Because I think when you look at running back, it's not, at least when you look at positional value, I don't think running back is up there when it comes to positional value, just because you can find lots of cheaper running backs later in drafts who can be pretty productive. And so I do wonder if they'll be able to pay both A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. Maybe they're willing to pay A.J. Dillon, but are they willing to pay him what he thinks he's worth? And would he be willing to take a pay cut? Who knows? These are sort of questions looking ahead in the future. But when you do look at drafts, clearly lots of teams will draft players and positions years out before they have a need, just like the Packers drafted A.J. Dillon in the second round when they already had Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. So they could have already been planning to leave or to move on from Jamal Williams while he was still on the roster. That's why they added A.J. Dillon. Could that happen here with Jones or Dillon in the next couple of seasons? Potentially. And so I think that's why they could be looking at drafting a running back. And when you do look at these 3 different players, I was sort of doing a little bit of research on these guys. I haven't dug in a ton to sort of the kind of running backs they are. But when looking at NFL Draft Buzz, which sort of ranks players based on tons of different experts and their positional ranking of them, it seems like these guys will likely go in the 6th round or later. One dude was like 5th or 6th. I think that was Keaton Mitchell, according to experts. And then Lou Nichols and Evan Hull both seem like guys who will be drafted in the 7th round or later. So I doubt the Packers use a premium draft pick on a running back. I do not think that would be a smart idea, because I do think running back, when it comes to needs, is pretty far down the list. And then, too, when you look at other guys outside of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon currently on this Packers roster, we still have Tyler Goodson, who personally I love. Last preseason, I was hoping he would be the 3rd running back on this roster. He ended up going to the practice squad, but there are some clips of him. There are some plays from him in the preseason where I was like, this dude looks really good. He reminded me of Aaron Jones a little bit. He's not saying he's Aaron Jones, but I think that Tyler Goodson, if he does get an opportunity in the future, will be able to be a very solid running back. He's super quick, super agile. So he still is on the roster, as well as Patrick Taylor. So it looks like the Packers will probably add a running back in the draft, potentially later. Maybe if they don't, they'll add a undrafted free agent. Because when it comes to, training camp, there's 90 guys to start out, and they sort of slowly whittle down the roster. So they're going to have lots of running backs here, and we'll see who fights for that 3rd spot, and maybe in the future they could replace one of these guys if the Packers do have to move on if it comes to, financial reasons. But I wanted to cover that. Thought it was sort of interesting that the Packers have met with 3 running backs. But feel free to comment your thoughts down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my Packers email newsletter, I'm starting to put out sort of shortish, anywhere from like 500 to 700 words, depending on the article, breaking down what I broke down in the videos, but I'm sending it out first. So if you would prefer to read, or you want to be able just to scroll through quickly to get the information without watching an entire video, feel free to subscribe to my Packers email newsletter. You can click the link down below to get access to that. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.